Hello and welcome back to Year 2 of Ridgeclan. I'm so excited to be able to continue this series, and it makes me so happy that so many of you have enjoyed my first video. I will absolutely be doing more of these in the future. Once again, please keep in mind that this series does contain discussions of animal death, and viewer discretion is advised. With that out of the way, let's begin! In Starclan, we did unfortunately have a few significant deaths this year. First off was Cricketstreak, who was found dead by the Hatch clan border. This rapidly increased tensions as the cats of Ridgeclan were really concerned that their former clanmates were trying to come back for revenge. This was found to be incorrect though, as the true killer was inside their own camp walls. I will reveal the cat who killed her when I get to them. But Cricketstreak did receive their warrior name, and got to spend the majority of the year in some semblance of peace. She is upset about her death, but she's glad that the killer was eventually found out, even if it was towards the end of Year 2. Berryclaw was the other cat who died this year, as she was killed by a dog on her first patrol as a full warrior. She was actually made a warrior late because of her fox injury from last year, which kept her bedridden for several moons. She was named Berryclaw for her persistence and bravery in battle, and in honor of her ability to overcome her injury. This victory was unfortunately short-lived, as on her last patrol, which she went on by herself, she ran into a dog and led it away from camp, unable to save herself. She is now honored as a hero by her family and friends. In Starclan, she's carefully guiding her siblings, and is happy to be reunited with her brother Rainstar. Now the two of them can be the guardians of their family together. Even though her life was short, she said she would do it all again. Her story reminds me a lot of Feathertail or even Swiftpaw from the books. Now on to the living cats, who have had a lot of drama this year. First off, and spookiest, is CougarTuft, who was exiled this year. She was the cat to kill Cricketstreak, and was revealed as a traitor and a double agent for Hatch clan. Duskstar deliberately sent her on the journey to weaken the new clan, and she tried to do so by gaining power within it. Last year, she disappeared for a few moons, and when she came back, Speckle revealed his kits at the same time. She was suspected as the mother, but she didn't take an active role in their lives, so it was brushed aside. When she was exiled, she revealed that she was indeed their other parent, and was planning on trying to train them personally in an effort to make them ally with their old clan. When she was punished for this, she became bitter and killed Cricketstreak, both to narrow the focus of her children and to enact her own revenge on one of the cats that she thinks wronged her. Now, as a rogue, she prowls the cliffs at night, and has become the topic of discussion throughout the clan, as they worry that she may return sooner than anticipated. Now on to the actual clan cats. Rainstar has been more and more cautious throughout this year, with dogs prowling the area and CougarTuft's betrayal. He has been struggling to trust cats, even within his own clan. He also lost a life this year due to an infected wound, and when he awoke, he began to whisper warnings under his breath, almost as if he knew something was coming. The rest of the clan can tell that he saw something when he died, but no one's brave enough to ask up front, for fear of upsetting him even more. The leader is becoming more and more anxious by the day, as he hopes that he can stop whatever is coming before somebody else gets hurt. He was deeply troubled by the death of Cricketstreak, as she was his first apprentice, and he doesn't think he can ever forgive CougarTuft for what she did. Many patrols are being carried out to make sure that she stays away. Ah yes, our old lady girl boss. Luckily, Finstreak is doing a lot better than Rainstar because he is having a time. This year, the clan found a loner that wanted to join the clan by the name of Lindsay. From the moment the two of them met, they hit it off really well, becoming fast friends. It wasn't long after he joined, though, that I noticed that the friendship was blossoming into an absolutely adorable senior romance. The two of them are now mates, and have been finding ways to support each other after all the drama in the clan this year. Finstreak is so happy to have him in her life, and if all goes well, she would love to start a family before the two of them become too old to do so. She's definitely been thinking about retirement this year, but doesn't know if Rainstar has been looking for any suitable candidates. Whoever he picks, she's sure that they'll do great, and she has let the leader know that she would be more than willing to help guide them through the new position. Hey, do you guys remember how last year I was talking about how I wanted Gorseheart and Hollystem to get together? Well, they did, and it is so freaking cute. Once they were together for a few moons, I made sure to set Flutter Stripe, who you'll see soon, as Hollystem's adoptive son. The two of them also had an actual litter of kits together this year, getting a surrogate from outside the clan. This decision was approved of by Rainstar, as he isn't a big enforcer of the medicine cat kit law. Their kids are now apprentices, and Gorseheart is happy to see that their oldest daughter, Hemlock Paw, has chosen to follow the paw steps of her dad and become a medicine cat. I love their dynamic, and it reminds me a lot of my own dad and how close the two of them are. It's very cute. Hollystem is also super proud of his kids and has been mentoring Posey Paw, who's shown skill in camp keeping. They have a lot of fun keeping up with den walls together, and of course, their other kids still get plenty of attention as well. They are one big happy family right now, and I love it. Like I said before, Lindsay is a former loner who joined the clan this year. His description says that he left his home after a terrible event, and I think that event was an avalanche. Lindsay lived further up in the mountains before now, in a small colony of other loners, which is kind of ironic, but anyway, they were all very close, becoming like a family. They trekked up and down the trails to find food in the cliffs. But that all changed when a huge avalanche crushed over half of the cats in the colony. Lindsay loved his friends, but he couldn't let this happen again. He advised that they should move further down the mountain, but most of the others disagreed, saying that there were even larger threats like bears and two-legs in the woods below. Agreeing to disagree, Lindsay left, and found Ridgeclan after several days of searching for somewhere to live. As soon as he saw Finstreak, he was head over heels. Lindsay has always been a lover, not a fighter, and didn't even fight back when she found him trespassing on their territory. With a sigh and a laugh, she brought him back to camp, and they've been best friends until recently, when Lindsay admitted that he had feelings for her, and she accepted them. He's now the clan wife guy, and has stepped in with Hemlock Patch and Nectar Dance to help with kittens and den work. His role in the clan reminds me a lot of Keepers in the web series project Clouded Moon. I'll link that below if you haven't heard of it. With his kids out of the apprentice den, Speckle has been spending a bit more time with them. He's recently confided in the clan about his past relationship with CougarTuft. They weren't together for long, and afterwards he was left with their kids, as she wouldn't acknowledge him or their children. He's honestly not too upset about her exile, happy that his whack ex is no longer in his life. He's trying to become a more active father in his children's lives, and slowly but surely, he's making up for lost time. I wanted to draw him pretty smug in this picture, as if he was laughing at CougarTuft as she was forced out of camp. He's basically spitting a massive raspberry at her, if only in his head. After losing their best friend and another one of their siblings, Squirrelpool is definitely a little worse for wear. They were always so close to Cricket Streak, and losing her hit them really hard. It seems as if the few people in their life that were able to get them through their brother's death had to go with him. They received their warrior name for their resilience, as they still continued to do their warrior duties, if without the smile that had so often crossed their face in the moons before. I imagine the suffix pool was supposed to symbolize the pool of emotions that they had to swim through to keep going through such a hard time. Rainstar decided that this was a skill that needed to be passed down, and gave Squirrelpool the young she-cat Cariboupaw as their apprentice. Cariboupaw has also been a really good distraction, and she's been trying to help them feel better, bit by bit. Nectar Dance hasn't had too much going for her this year, but she's still enjoying life in the clan. She received the name Nectar Dance as a nod to her youthful nature and great ability kit sitting. She was so excited when Gorseheart and Hollystem brought back their kits from the surrogate, and even more excited when, even after their apprenticeship, they still continued to visit the nursery to talk. She was also the biggest defender of Redchill when she asked to join, saying that she would be honored to have such a strong queen in the clan. This created a strong bond between the two, and Nectar Dance has been helping clean up the nursery often, sometimes just to chat with Redchill and visit her new litter, which was born shortly after she joined. She has evolved into a fun babysitter throughout the clan, and has come out of her shell a lot. Cavern Feather has been getting up to a large amount of shenaniganery this year, and I would expect nothing less. They are an instigator of mischief, and have been seen pranking their clanmates. I imagine their favorite prank is to pop out from a bush when cats leave to go on patrol. Most of their clanmates have been getting used to this, and have even been trying to prank them back. Hemlock Patch has even joined in with some of their schemes, as a way to pass the time as she can't leave camp as much as she used to. The two of them are two chaotic peas in a pod. In other news, Cavern Feather was the cat to receive the newly named Flutter Stripe as their apprentice, and taught him to be easygoing and thoughtful. As much as they like to play jokes on their clanmates, they do it for a good reason, to lighten the mood. If somebody looks sad, the best way to make them smile is usually to make them laugh. At least, that's what seems to work for Cavern Feather. The boy has grown so much this year. Flutter Stripe has become such a big fluffy fella who's equally as fluffy in his heart. That doesn't make sense. Sweet boy though. He's not done much this year, but has been hanging out with his dads a lot and getting to know his adoptive siblings. He has the best relationships with Hemlock Paw and Posey Paw. He's been cheering Hemlock Paw on in the medicine den and teaching Posey Paw how to repair dens when his dad isn't around, which he seems to enjoy quite a bit. He's also developed a bit of a crush on Squirrelpool, but he knows that they aren't in a very good headspace right now and doesn't expect anything to come out of it. He doesn't think forcing it would do anyone any good, so he's being patient. And if they decide to ask him out, he wouldn't say no. For now, he's happy being a loyal member of the clan. Guys, I was hyping up Hemlock Paw for a good reason, I swear. I am so happy about her design and even more excited about her personality. I haven't seen a cat this pink in Clangen ever before, and although she'd probably be more of a cream in real life, this is my video and I think she should stay pink. Anyway, this girl is a little nervous about her new position, but she's shown promise since day one. She's definitely a lot more reserved than the rest of her siblings, but she makes up for it with how observant she is. She may not talk a lot, but she can always figure out if somebody's sick, even before they can. With an intuitive mind and a lot of care for her clanmates and family, she's starting to fill in as the future sole medicine cat of the clan. Posey Paw is what I would describe as a funny little guy. He's confident, but doesn't let that make him mean, and enjoys helping the other apprentices with their fighting moves if he notices something that might be able to be improved. He does come off a little pushy sometimes, but it comes from a good place, and the other apprentices do know that. He also enjoys den building and checking the clan walls. His skill as a homebody has gained him a little bit of attention from the older warriors, and he has to admit that he kinda likes it. His best friend is his sister Heathpaw, even given how annoying and self-centered she can be sometimes. Posey Paw is definitely a foil to her, and tries to remind her to be more humble, although he wonders if she ever is really paying attention. Even so, he's okay with following her around, as he knows that she doesn't have as many friends as he does. Speaking of Heathpaw, she is best described as a massive diva to everybody. This girl thinks that she is the absolute boss, with her dads being valuable advisors to the leader. She has to be bound to have some sort of grand destiny. At least, that's how it comes off. This idea of entitlement comes from a place of insecurity, though, as she doesn't actually think of herself as a good enough fighter to be a real warrior. She's a strategist, but struggles to actually physically fight. Part of the reason she's so close with Posey Paw is because he's the brawn that she lacks. She knows that she isn't going to be the one to single-handedly win a battle, but Maybe if she comes up with some master plan and it works, she'll get some credit and not get so worked up anymore. Heathpaw's been struggling to keep up so badly that she ended up going to Two Leg Place to blow off some steam, where she found an old kitty pet who was willing to give her extra battle training. The kitty pet said that he used to be in a clan and learned battle moves there. The two trained together a lot, and it wasn't long before she received a caller from his Two Legs, who had noticed her hanging around. When she returned, she was greeted by stares from her clanmates, but she hasn't been willing to explain herself yet. Cariboupaw is a lot more chill than the rest of her siblings. She's a very go-with-the-flow kind of gal, and just wants to be seen as a well-respected warrior. She doesn't have any super big goals, but she's okay with that. The one thing that is really important to her, though, is family. As a cat of relatively few words, it can be hard for others to understand her. This isn't the case for her family, as they seem to get her on a level that some cats just can't. Her relationship with her mentor Squirrelpool is still okay from her eyes, but she knows that family, the one thing that she cares so much about and would do so much to protect, is what's causing her mentor so much pain. She wishes that she had the words to help. Okay, the last category of cats that we have are our queens, kits, and elders. Or elder. It's still just Hemlock Patch. We have one queen in the clan, and she just had a new litter of kits before the end of the year. Redchill has been a great addition to the clan, even though she hasn't been here very long. She lived most of her life up till now in a barn, a ways to the west of the clan's territory. Unfortunately, she was chased out of her home by another cat, shortly after finding out she was carrying kits. I'm not sure if that cat was the kit's father, or if they even know about the kittens at all yet. I'll have to see if the game gives me any more info. If not, I will just go with what feels right. Since she joined, she's proven herself to be a very useful warrior and a great mother. Her kittens are still nursing, but are old enough now to start trying solid food. She's so excited for them and loves them dearly. She's appreciated the clan's faith in her and support through her first ever litter. She had a pretty large one with 5 kittens. I didn't check their ages until after I finished this drawing, so I am well aware that they absolutely should look a lot more bean-ish. For the sake of not wanting to redraw them, let's say that they're about 3 weeks old. I do plan on making sure to try and be accurate with how I draw them in the future, but I should probably just stop rambling and just talk about them. Primkit is definitely a shy little gal, and usually hides behind her mother or one of her siblings if she has to socialize. She's not the first one to do anything, including speaking up when she's upset. Redchill does hope that she'll become a little bit more confident as she grows. Hillkit is definitely more assertive than her sister, but a lot more judgmental. She doesn't understand when her brothers play rough or start fighting for no reason, and she makes her displeasure known. This little girl is absolutely not letting anyone tell her what to do, and she will let you know all about it. Lightkit is definitely an angry little man, who has found himself to be easily irritated. It takes several minutes for him to calm down when he becomes upset, and he'll definitely hold a grudge if you wrong him. At least, a grudge for the next few days, until he forgets about it and moves on. He doesn't want to be upset all the time, but there's so many things that frustrate him. He has been practicing some breathing exercises though with the medicine cats, and that does seem to be helping. Rowankit is the peacekeeper. He's the one to settle arguments within his siblings of who gets to sleep where in the nursery and who gets to be the warrior and mouse. He wants the best for everyone and doesn't quite understand why some people can't just be nice and make a compromise. Rowankit is a look on the bright side kind of fella, but his mom is worried that it might get him hurt someday. I wanted to draw these two together as they are the first in the clan of what immediately come across to me as twins. The only difference that they have in-game is eye color and gender. That's it. The two of them will often try to be each other, but the clan is catching on, especially when Locust Kit tries to keep her big blue eyes closed so she isn't found out. Both absolute sweethearts, though, just a little bit mischievous. A lot of these kittens' personalities haven't fully started to come through yet, but I will definitely be making more detailed notes on them as they grow. Last in the clan is still our only elder, Hemlock Patch. She's definitely been noticing a decline in her ability to navigate as her vision has begun to get blurry and she can't hear as well as she used to. She's also noticed the aches and pains that come with being an elder. Hemlock Patch does wish that she could be more active in the clan, but her body is definitely starting to give out on her. She still kit sits with Nectar Dance, but she's starting to pass the torch to her as the sole kitten keeper, as the clan calls the two of them. Hemlock Patch knows that her time will come one day, but she's willing to enjoy the rest of her life that she has, for as long as she can. And that is everyone. Once again, I'm so happy with the feedback that I've been getting from all of you, and I'm so grateful for the amount of growth I've experienced in just one video. Thank you so much for getting me from like 30 subs to almost 400 in a matter of weeks. This is so crazy and has given me a new love for content creation. As long as you guys continue to want content from me, I will do my best to provide. Please keep in mind though that school season is coming up and uploads might be just a little bit slower. With that, I bid you adieu, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day or night, depending on wherever you live. Bye!